Hi, this video is a demonstration of RUBICON Remote application. This remote control application is an additional element of RUBICON building automation system. The application requires a working RUBICON system. Without it, the application cannot work. Using the application, the user can see and set variables of RUBICON system, for example, expected room temperature, or he can control devices, for example, lighting, valves, air conditioners. An installed and running RUBICON system can serve a RUBICON remote application via Wi-Fi or cellular network using HTTP protocol. The configuration of the installed system specifies the set of variables and the visual hierarchy of them. This means that the hierarchy of variables changing from installation to installation. The address, the URL of the HTTP server which the RUBICON remote application connects to is changeable by settings panel. The default address extranet.rubin.hu per mobile per RRC trial refers to a RUBICON server simulator which is reachable from internet. The simulator behaves the same way as the real RUBICON server. The only difference is that there are no real devices connected to them. So let's see the application itself. The application has three panels: the hierarchical views of variables, the settings panel, the info panel. Info panel. It contains a short description about the application. You can jump to the website of RUBICON Corporation, the developer of RUBICON system. You can activate the mail sender if you want to contact the developers of RUBICON Remote. Settings panel. You can change the preferences of the application the same way as you use the standard iOS settings menu. The username and password identifies the user to the RUBICON server. Using wrong username or password causes authentication error. The URL is the address of RUBICON server. The default setting extranet.rubin.hu per mobile per RRC trial is the address of RUBICON simulator reachable from internet. The switch cellular connection enable controls the use of cellular network. When there is no Wi-Fi network or Wi-Fi is disabled and the cellular connection enable is off, the application will not communicate. The switch cellular connection auto refresh controls the auto refresh feature of the application. When the phone is using cellular network and the cellular connection auto refresh is off, the application doesn't refresh the data on variable panels. In this case, if you want a manual request, you can do it by touching the refresh icon at the bottom of the screen. When the phone uses Wi-Fi network, this parameter will be ignored. The auto refresh period slider sets the cycle time of the automatic data refresh. The range of this parameter is between 1 and 60 seconds. For the high frequent update, we set it to 1 second. The panel of hierarchical views of variables. You can see the auto refresh feature getting the current data from the server in every second. The hierarchy of variables you can see depends on the configuration of the connected RUBICON server. The visual image of the cells is controlled by the type of the variable. When the cell type is a subview, you can change the hierarchy by touching the cell. Stepping up in the hierarchy, you can use the navigation controller. If the cell represents a digital variable, you can see a standard iOS switch. When the type of the variable is a choice, you can see the selected value. When the type of the variable is analog, you can see the value. The icon of the left side of a cell represents the kind of the variable. When the configuration sets the variable to be disabled, you cannot change the value of the variable. The paleness of the cell indicates the enabled-disabled state of the variable. If you want to change the value of a variable, you have to touch it. When the type of the variable is analog or choice, a pop-up window appears. If you don't want to change the current value, touch the Ignore icon. To change the value of the variable, use the up and down buttons. To save the new value, you have to touch the OK icon. While the communication is running, you can see an activity indicator on the chosen cell. Changing the value of a variable, an HTTP client-server communication happens. The network traffic is indicated by the standard network activity indicator. When an error occurs during the communication, for example the network or the server is unavailable, the top right icon becomes red. When the communication is restored, the color of the icon will be black again, indicating the normal state of communication.